Hey everyone, my name is Josh, and for those of you that are just watching in or tuning in, welcome. This is going to be a completely free SEO course due to COVID-19, and I'm going to be sharing with you what I do for clients to help them rank higher on Google. And all I ask is that you just share this with someone you know who could benefit from it, and just overall, support the channel. So we're going to be answering the big question: what should you use when you're building a site? Should you use WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, self-host and code everything? What should you do? So maybe you're looking for a new site revamp. Maybe you're in the market to build a site. I swear by WordPress, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But let's go through the options. So we've got WordPress, Squarespace, Wix. Now I include Wix, GoDaddy, Builder, Weebly, and all in the same category, just because they're good for people that want to throw together a site that is by a trusted brand. It's the same reason why people buy, iPhones in some regard. Now, they're not super expensive. The hosting, the Wix and GoDaddy aren't like incredibly ridiculous, but they are on the higher end. And with that, you're gonna get the brand. You're gonna get the culture of it. So you're gonna get the Wix culture. You're gonna get the GoDaddy culture and stuff like that. But I don't recommend it, because if you're going to want something like a big site, because, if you're just trying to rank for a roofer in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Now, Merrimack is a small town in New Hampshire. If you want to rank for that has like a population of less than 100,000 people, you can probably get away with Wix, GoDaddy, Google sites, stuff like that. But I don't recommend it for you if you're trying to actually get a lot of traffic from your site, because a lot of the sites that use it are templated. They look the same. They don't look unique. And a user, if they're involved with website work, or not website work, but they've seen websites, dozens of websites, because they're in the market for the same thing. You don't know how many roofing contractors are on the second page of Google using GoDaddy. Now, this isn't to say that if you use GoDaddy, your SEO is going to be bad. It just means that statistically, I think there is a correlation between sites that are on the second page of Google are sites that are usually Wix, GoDaddy, and Weebly. So I just want to get that out of the way. But it's good if you just want to throw together a site. You just want to throw together a landing page, a couple pages with a contact, about, and stuff like that. It's going to help you. It's going to be affordable. You'll get the support you need from the customer service for any questions. So it's okay. You can self-code your own site too. For example, I made this site. This was my first site I ever made. It's for my barber, and I coded everything from scratch using Bootstrap, and I think it looks okay. It looks presentable. And over here, this is a statistic, sorry. Over here, you're going to see that you're going to have to do a lot of manual edits if you do decide to code your own site. You're going to have to use the FTP access all the time, and if you want, you can create your own CMS or content management system, which is actually what WordPress is, and I'll get to that in a second. But it's going to be kind of difficult, but it's good if you're a student and you're just trying to get coding experience with some SEO. You'll be able to rank maybe a small blog or a local landing page or something like that for, maybe asphalt shingles roof replacement, New Hampshire, or Merrimack, New Hampshire, or garden cleaning in a small town or neighborhood. You'll be able to rank. I just wouldn't recommend it if you're trying to grow your site drastically, especially if you're on a budget, because if you hire developers, they're usually going to charge per revision, and you're going to need a lot of revisions when it comes to SEO, and you're going to need new pages. So I don't recommend coding it yourself unless you really know what you're doing or you really want to get involved with it. Squarespace, I recommend this a lot to anybody who wants to create a small-ish type site. You got your service pages, and if you're wondering how many pages you should actually make on your site, I have a blog over here talking exactly about how many pages you need for your site, and I'll leave this in the description below so you can check that out. And basically, it's very user-friendly. I think it's also somewhat developer-friendly, but there is some limited usage. And again, you do get socked into the Squarespace culture. So a lot of things are going to be for Squarespace. They're only going to work with Squarespace, right? The plugins and stuff like that. Actually, that's the case with all of these, but you'll feel it more. It's, again, when you subscribe to Apple, for example, you're kind of now in this Apple culture. Same with when it comes to clothing brands, stuff like that. So you're subscribing more to the brand. And I think it's a good brand. Don't get me wrong. I just wouldn't personally use it because a lot of my clients don't just want to rank quickly. They want to get a lot more traffic. So, it's good for creating quick landing pages. I think it's good if you're trying to do rank and rent. I think it's good if you're a lawyer and you just need a page thrown up for like you can get it done in a weekend. Spend a few hours on a Saturday and Sunday, you can get a site looking nice and ready to show off to prospects, or clients and stuff like that. So I think it's okay. I think it's a good thing to use. But now we're going to get to WordPress. WordPress is by far my favorite CMS, and it actually makes up 35% of sites. According to Kinsta, they've done some research and found that 35%. Actually, I don't think they did the exact research, but that's where I found the statistic at least located, and they found it from another research study. But anyway, 35% of sites use it. And if you don't believe me, we'll just take a look real quick at something like Roof Repair Dallas, Texas. Okay. Burt Roofing. Let's see. You can see this WP if you go into their source code and type Control F and look for WP content. Look, they're using WordPress. I guarantee you the next couple, at least one more on here is using WordPress. And if we take a look, right, they're using WordPress, WP WordPress. So it's very popular, right? Maybe the numbers aren't accurate, but it's probably it is the most popular CMS. CMS stands for Content Management System, meaning you can log in and edit stuff from a link and not having to do like all this manual code. And it is so effective. Why is it so effective? Well, because you basically have both user-friendly options and developer-friendly options. So for example, if I log into, I have a rank and rent site over here. Let's see if I can log in without having to re-log in. So I want to kind of show you real quick what it's like. You know what? Okay, yeah, so, yeah. You'll see there's this stuff, pages. I recommend if you're using WordPress to use Elementor. Elementor is something I swear by in terms of building sites. So you can get all these different themes. I use a very simple minimalist theme called Hello by Elementor. It deletes everything and you just customize everything. It's very simple. You can drag and drop stuff over here. So if you want to do like Manchester NH roofing and siding, this is something that a 10-year-old can figure out how to do, right? It's very simple stuff. You can go to style, text color, and it's also very developer friendly. So for example, if I want this to have a specific padding, 50, right? I can make it as customized as I want and personalized as I want. So if you can, this is with Elementor, right? And I recommend it because if you're using WordPress in general, you hand it off to a developer, they're going to know how to use it. It's super popular. There's a huge community. So if anything goes wrong with your WordPress site, like I've had instances, for example, where my client sites have crashed. My own site has crashed. I've had a VA work on it and then some things have gone wrong. I found like answers like that because they're everywhere. There's a huge community of WordPress users, developers, website owners and stuff, so they'll help you out. It's a very awesome community. That's why I swear by it. But in conclusion, none of this affects your SEO. There are tools on WordPress, and that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about all the time when it comes to our SEO course. Because I use WordPress for all my clients. There's one client who I use Squarespace with, and that's how I got familiar with it. But I recommend WordPress by far just because you can install plugins. You can use various plugins that are going to help you with your SEO, like getting sitemaps set up, analytics tracking, all of this stuff. It's going to help you not with your SEO like ranking, but it's going to help you in your SEO campaign and managing things. So I hope that this is going to I hope that this gives you a good idea as to what you should be using for your site. I recommend WordPress just because it's awesome for blogs. It's awesome for if you're creating lots and lots of content, which you should be if you're serious about SEO. And it's free. And so you have to pay for hosting. So I use Hostinger, and you can install WordPress for free on Hostinger once you have an account and once you have a hosting plan. But again, if you want something that's very simple and if you want to throw things together overnight or over a weekend, use Squarespace. If the advertising kind of gets you, and you're hooked to Wix or GoDaddy Builder or whatever, go for it. You know, it does not affect your SEO. I'm just giving you, in my opinion, having been in this industry for some time now, saying that WordPress is by far the best in terms of development for developer friendliness and user friendliness, because you're gonna learn things, but it's not going to be like self-coding things your own site, because you have something that you can drag and drop, you can see things visually, and it's not going to be as complex. So that's my feedback and my intake on this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and keep watching, subscribe, and like for more videos just like this. I'm more than happy to keep making these videos for free to help you guys out during this crisis. Stay safe and healthy, guys.